Yes. Right. Well, welcome to everyone joining us. Faz, let's get straight into it. That was,
And we're live.
yeah, that was pretty comfortable, right?
That was, yeah, lovely. What a lovely first game. What a lovely first game for us to get involved in.
Yeah.
Big, massive thank you to Coventry for just being good sports and turning up and rolling over. Very nice of them.
Yeah. No offense to Coventry, but it felt a little bit like a extension of the pre-season, didn't it?
Yeah. It was good fun. It was good fun. Um, I had nightmares of giving it the big and doing a 1-1. And then like going a goal up and then just sitting on it until like the 85th minute, and then
Yeah. You mean
some
like every
massive
game last
Coventry
season?
bastard. Yeah, exactly. And then some massive Coventry bastard just gets a header and it's 1-1, and the away end's going mad and whatever. But no, that was a stroll. But then that I don't think that was because of Coventry, man. I just think we were really good. I just
Yeah.
think we
It
were
was.
really good, really focused, and what a difference! Like Saka being back in the team, what a difference that makes, honestly. The way and Odegaard looking fitter and running around and doing bits and bobs, getting the rub of the green as well with his goal. But all of it, mate, all of it was just so good. Didn't even feel like we needed to. I mean, it had Bruno not twanged his hamstring, then I think we would probably not played Rice. Wouldn't have missed him. Not played a couple of other lads. Wouldn't have missed them either. So that was lovely. Really, really good.
Yeah. Just exactly what you want from that first game out, isn't it? Nice. Yeah. Shake off some of the rust for some of these players. Like Rice, who hasn't played much in pre-season, and
Yeah,
it was comfortable from pretty early on, wasn't it?
yeah. 2-0 up, half time. One goal straight after half time. Cruise control. Let the other lads on. Couple of oles, couple of long shots. Lovely. I was.
Yeah.
What did you think? What did you think about not starting? Not having Martinelli in the squad? Because I know you were in the group saying like,
I
it's not
hate
good, is
it.
it? Yeah,
I
it's
really,
not good,
really
is it?
hate it. I just hate that. Like for all of Arteta's, for his positives and stuff. This is still one for me that I really, really struggle with. If he decides someone's not for him, or he's not going to be in the squad next year, or
Mm,
maybe isn't in his immediate plans, he just freezes him out. We've seen it so many times before.
yeah,
Some of the other players is fine. Like, if you want to get rid of him, it's fine. No one's like losing the plot because you're going to sell Martinelli. Like I might when they end up selling him for about 20 million because the value's been tanked because everyone knows we want to get rid of him and there's always no
yeah,
way back for him. But I think that's part of it as well. I think it's bad for Martinelli. I think it's bad for the club. We already know we're like absolutely terrible at negotiation anyway. So put yourself in a position where you're on the back foot in these negotiations straight away.
we're
Just
just so bad at everything when it comes to
yeah,
selling, aren't we? Like every aspect of it, we're just terrible at
yeah.
every single one.
But say it is Galatasaray ends up going to. How do you go to negotiations with anything? But they're going. Well, we know you're not going to play him. We know you want to get rid of him. That you go,
Mm,
no, we want to squeeze an extra 5 million out. How can you possibly do that when they know they're
yeah,
not seemingly the only club in for him?
yeah,
They know you're getting rid of him. I don't know. It's just such a bad way of doing business. I think,
yeah,
and I think just even on a personal level, it's bad. I say there's a history of Arteta of players and freezing them out, and I think this is just another one where I think he deserves better. He's been here for what 7, 8 years now. Came as a teenager. He's won us a Premier League, and
yeah.
now he's just being seemingly shut out. And I don't know. I just don't like it. I just do not like the way.
Yes. I said to you earlier, it reminds me of do you know like in Moneyball, that film with Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill? Do you know when he said he's teaching Jonah how to cut people from the team?
Yeah,
And he says, just tell them they're cut. They're never going to play for us again. Someone else is going to call them, and they're going to make their way out of the stadium. It's like that would work if that was the atmosphere, or if that's how football did stuff. But then football doesn't
yeah,
do transfers like that. Do you know what I mean? And like you said, we've seen it with players before, and don't want to put a dampener on this. It's been a great first game,
yeah.
but what happens if Zolis? I said to you earlier, what happens if Zolis pulls up and his hamstring's gone? You're going to play Eze. Okay, great. But then you've got a ready-made left winger. If we get no one, that's only Zolis on the left. That's it. But anyway, look, I mean, he's never going to change, and I want to say, like, what do the other players in the squad think that if they want to leave or if they're going to go, if they don't want to go, they're going to get frozen out? Well, it hasn't happened yet, so maybe it won't happen this time. But yeah, it's a bit more disrespectful to someone like Gabby who's come through the ranks as well,
Yeah,
And, yeah.
I don't know. I know he's not exactly the same as like a Saka who's been with us since he's a kid and stuff, but he has been with us since he was very young, and he made a big move across the world to come and play for us. I don't know.
And by all means, mate, and I've had a go at him a few times as well. By all means, he's a good player, man. He's a good player, and we'll get on to Tzolis because he's had a really positive debut and stuff. But I didn't really see Tzolis do anything that Martinelli can't do.
No, that is exactly what I thought through the first half when everyone's raving about Tzolis. And don't get me wrong, he played well. We'll get to player ratings in a bit, but he said there was nothing he did that I don't think Martinelli wouldn't have done himself or couldn't do. And I've got a real worrying feeling that we're going to get to the end of the season. Everyone's going to be raving about Tzolis all season, and then you look at the actual numbers, and I think Martinelli got 18 goals and assists last season. I think that'd be a good season for Tzolis, to be honest.
That would be a very good season. I didn't know it was that good.
Across the Champions League as well, obviously that is. But in the two big competitions. But
no, I've just realised that you said goals and assists. I hate that. What? I hate that. I hate when people do goal and assists together. No, it's not you, mate. It's just that's how it's reported now, isn't it? No, but it's goals and assists, isn't there?
Yeah, but for a winger, I think that's important, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'd like to separate the two. They're two different metrics, aren't they?
Yeah, fair enough.
I think no one says no one counts
7 and 9.
Yeah, well, that's
7 and 9. Is that right?
That's not bad.
I think it was 1 in the league, 6 in Champions League, wasn't it? Goals.
Yeah,
it's off the top of my head.
But yeah, whatever it is. I mean, no one counts fucking forward sprints and reverse sprints, do they? Just you know what I mean? It's whatever.
As we said, we said on the podcast the other day that it wasn't like Martinelli was playing a lot of full games in that as well. Minutes wise, that was probably half to 2/3, somewhere in that range of the season, wasn't it? So I don't think his return was that bad last year overall. And I don't know. I think people are really high on Tzolis so far. Just looking at Twitter and stuff around, and that's fine. He's done well for us in pre-season in this game, but I think we'll see as it plays out. Where I don't know who the other option is going to be.
Well, it clearly isn't Eze. They brought him on later on today, didn't they? It's not him.
Yeah.
He just drifted inside. It's going to be Calafiori.
I said the other day that he might be our best option at left wing. He might. It might suit him better there. Yeah. I'm surprised Arteta's never tried it. To be honest, double fullbacks. He'd love that. He
did Tierney, didn't he?
Actually, he did for a bit. Yeah. But I think it actually sort of makes sense with the two left backs we got right now. It'd be quite interesting.
Yeah, no, but I think in a game scenario, we'd be as long as people don't expect Calafiori to do it, he'll get some joy. But the moment they expect him to do it, he'll just get shut out, won't he? He's not nimble enough on his feet, is he? No, but I am speaking to the wrong person about Calafiori's qualities, aren't I? At the moment?
Well, I don't think it's that. I honestly don't I think I'll lose track of when we spoke about it, but it was definitely this week on one of the podcasts we spoke about him. And it's not even about the footballer, because I think he's a lovely footballer. I think he's got so much talent. I just hate how he's used. When he's you look at so many of our attacks tonight, he's the closest person to Havertz. It just makes no sense to me to use him any fullback in that way. That's not him. That's not anyone else. And however good a footballer he isn't as good of a footballer as Martin Ødegaard or any of them attackers. I'd much rather see Odegaard in that spot or whoever else it may be than Calafiori. And that's my issue with it. And I think on the right, when you see Ben White over there with Saka, he makes his job easier. He makes life easier for Saka. I think Calafiori makes whoever the left winger is, whether that was Martinelli, Tzolis, Trossard before, I think he makes their job so much harder just by the way he plays. But it's not even about the player. It's more just I guess it is the player because that is just I think how he naturally plays. But tactically, I think is the issue. I think if you could use him in a different way, I think he's brilliant, and I think there is a player there. I'm not saying he's bad, but it's more just how he's used. But
yeah.
Should we move on to our man of the match quick? Oh god,
yeah, let's do it, mate. I was just going to say, mate, he set the first goal up today, so he's off and running. He's off and running. He's off and running, isn't he? Which literally sums him up, isn't it? Just off and running. Yeah.
Oh.
It was good.
It was quite.
Yeah.
There you go. That was quite agreement here. I don't know who Nath would have gone for if he was picking.
Declan Rice, probably.
Yeah.
But,
I think he was a big fan of Rice today. It was I think Rice did have a bit of a quiet game in the end, didn't he, to be fair, but we'll get to some of that in a minute. Odegaard, it was just let's go Odegaard, let's focus in for a bit. There's signs we're getting the old Odegaard back, isn't there, right? There's just little bits about him that to me look more like that decisive. That player
100%.
Sort of dominating for us for that year or two. When
phenomenal footballer. Yeah, phenomenal footballer. Often said like he's one of the best 10s in the world, like, and he doesn't really play 10 for us. He kind of plays a bit deeper than a 10, but deeper than say like Bruno or someone. But
that's only because Calafiori's taken up his space, isn't
it? Yeah, but he's a really gifted footballer, and I just felt like I've said it before. I felt like the last couple of seasons he's probably played less than 50% of the games. I don't remember the stats now, but he's played less than 50% of the games, and this year he just looks fit. He just looks fit, isn't it? I just think that's what it is, mate. I just don't think he hasn't got a bit. He's had a consistent, pre-season. He's coming. He looks fitter. Even the little drag backs, the flicks, the dummying of the ball for a through ball, like all of that's where you want to see Martin Ødegaard play football. And if you're into, I think Arsene Wenger said about Ozil, didn't he? That if you enjoy football, then you enjoy watching Mesut Ozil. And I feel the same about Martin Ødegaard.
Yeah. I said the other day that Odegaard feels like the modern version of Ozil. Ozil, I think the football passed him by a little bit in the way he played it, and I think you needed to build a team completely around Ozil to get the best out of him. Where I think Odegaard can go and play in pretty much any team, and he's gonna look pretty good. I think just look like he's got that decisiveness back. Where I think for a couple of years, I don't know if it's because he's been injured or whatever. I think that the ball was there to play, and in them early years of us, he was always making it. He was always giving it a go, and might have lost the ball sometimes, but he would try and play the through ball, whatever it may be. Well, the last couple of years, he just looked a little bit tentative, and
he played safe.
Yeah, I think that is it. And part of that slow football we played over the last couple of years, I think he was a big part of that.
Yeah, so it happens, mate. It happens. You can play football at any level, mate. And if you're a little bit off, or you're rejoining your mates after a while away from playing five-a-side or something, you play safer. That's just what you do. And then it takes a few weeks. As long as you're playing repetitively, you suddenly just find a rhythm again, and you find, you start trusting yourself a bit more. And I think two of the injuries he got were like really heavy injuries. They weren't muscle pulls or anything where you're kind of like just building back up fitness and then coming back on the pitch again. These are really heavy knocks, and because of the way he plays, it's a bit of the Jack Wilshere where they hold that ball just a little bit longer than other players just to see an opening somewhere. But that invites the tackle. Some fucking massive bastard at 100 miles per hour will smash into someone, and Odegaard ends up on his face. I think it was Rodri that done him as well. I can't remember now, but I think it was an international game, and Rodri done him once.
Yeah.
And it's that.
It was definitely an international game where he did it. I don't remember who did it, though.
Yeah, but the point is that, they hold on to it just a little bit longer to wait for an opening, and that can bring a foul. And I just really hope, if he stays fit, then we'll go close in everything. If he stays fit, he will go because this is what he does. This is what he does. I mean, it was lovely to see today the White, Saka, and Odegaard triangle again. And to be fair, even though Timber is a better defender, probably player than Ben White, he doesn't do that better than Ben White. Ben White does that magnificently. And long may it continue. But Odegaard was, if Coventry wanted to know what was premier about the league, then this was it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
This is a premier footballer. at the top of his game. And okay, there'll be harder tests to come and whatever, but it's a joy to watch Martin Ødegaard when he plays like that. And over the moon, mate. Absolutely over the moon.
Well, I think it was Carragher was saying before the game that Arsenal don't have any world-class players in attack. But for me, the two people you can see in that picture, when they're fit, are as good as any player at their positions. Odegaard and Saka.
Yeah, of course they are. Well, he's in it. It's honestly, he's him and Neville are just so transparent when they're trying to go viral. Yeah. It's just poor, mate. It's just poor because he won't say that about anyone else. You watch, he won't say that about anyone else. And like Chelsea will play and he'll go, "Oh my God, João Pedro is world class. Pedro Neto is world class." But somehow, like these lads aren't. Like, fucking do one, man.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know how anyone can watch Saka and think he's not world class. To be honest,
no, it's genuinely world class. It's genuinely world class.
It just is. It's stupid. Yeah. Let's go on to some other players. I did some player ratings. I'll be honest, I found it quite hard to do these because I think everyone sort of played all right.
Yeah, everyone played well.
Yeah, everyone sort of played well. There wasn't really a lot to critique on. Rice, I sort of gave 6 just because, I think he was just shaking off the rust a little bit. I don't think he played terribly or anything, but I don't think it was, a vintage Rice game, was it? Well, should we start at the bottom then? I gave your favourite, Madueke, a 5. He was our worst player.
Fucking lucky, mate, to get a 5. Honestly, but I don't want to. Nathan might be watching this and laughing in the pub somewhere, but he come on, Dave. He come on and he hit across, like, do you know what I mean? And he's got his hands up in the air, going, "Where's everyone?" No, mate. Like that just shows me you didn't look. You just did what you wanted to do.
Well, he's played to the back post. There wasn't a single person in sight, was there? Like where he's played the ball.
No one. Honestly, he came on and Coventry looked dangerous again. He was just losing the ball, whether it was at right back, right wing. But I don't want to make it about Madueke. It's been a great game, and But honestly,
I'll just give you a couple of minutes.
Yeah, just give me a minute. But what will happen, mate, is that I just don't see why he gets the minutes. Give him to Dalman. You're 3-0 up. Give it to Dalman.
Yeah.
And give anybody him.
Yeah. How is this not the game when you're giving Dalman minutes?
Yeah, or Ethan. Just give Ethan the minutes. See how he gets on the right wing.
Yeah, it's so silly to me to do that. Even if Madueke is Arteta's choice as Saka's, like, even number
if
one backup or whatever, but you're 3-0 up against Coventry.
Even if he's got material, compromising material on the manager, still, like, just give him a minute here and there. Like, we don't want to. Come on, let's.
It was so weird. I really can't believe Dalman didn't get on. He spent all of pre-season, looked good doing so.
He looked very good. Yeah,
he looked very good. This is the exact time when you need to be giving him that Premier League experience. Like, if we are playing Man City, I'm not expecting Dalman to come on, and you might go for a more senior player. But we're 3-0 up at Coventry. It's going to be fine. Just let him have his time and get him out there. I don't know, but
anyway.
Well, let's get onto the. Go on, sorry.
Is Arteta going to have a better 30 minutes just to give him?
Exactly. We were in cruise control. It was so easy, and it seems so silly to me to not do it then. I mean, any ratings I got there that jump out at you that are bad? I think Tzolis and Odegaard were our best players, weren't they?
I thought Mosquera looked good.
Yeah, it was hard with the defence. They didn't have loads to do, so it was hard to give them anything but 7s. But they all sort of did their job, didn't they, when they needed to?
Yeah. Calafiori was good, I think, in hustling and bustling and what he does. So what I do have is a little bit of a. I thought Lewis Skelly was good, but I think that there's a tendency for him to over elaborate.
Yeah.
And he got caught a few times. And that could be early part of the season. That could be whatever. I mean, he was very good today. Make no mistake. He was very good in midfield today. But it is Coventry. If he tries that against Man United, or if he tries that against someone else, look, he'll get away with it 7 times out of 10 because he's really good. But if you think about the first couple of goals we scored today were from mistakes that Coventry made, someone will score against us like that. And then he'll be out of the team for 6 months. So... like I know we want our midfielders to be not as safe as as they usually are. But I just think some of the places where he tries that kind of when he lets it roll across his body, and I get it. There's results with it. I just think we're gonna get people are gonna focus on that. I don't know if you remember last season we played Tottenham in a preseason friendly, and they got the ball off him then, and they scored. And I don't know if that's the reason why Arteta dropped him then for like a year, but he did drop him. And he never played for a while after that. Yeah. And I just think you've got to be a bit careful of that. But otherwise, superstar, isn't he? He's an absolute superstar. But he's what, 19? I mean, he's going to be fucking brilliant, isn't he? But he's 23, 24. He's going to be brilliant, isn't he? So, it's fair.
There's so much confidence, isn't he?
He definitely has.
It's something we talk about with Dowman a lot, but I think Lewis Kelly's got a similar sort of like trait where he just got such belief in himself that, he deserves to be here. And in his head, he deserves to be here, and he's going to show that he has. And I think that's what I love about Dowman as well. That I mean, do you think he's jumped Zubimendi?
I don't know.
Or do you think it's going to be a bit of a horses for courses thing? Well,
I rate Zubimendi, man. I rate Zubimendi. I think Lewis Kelly's played himself into the team. But I think as the season goes on, we'll rely more on Zubimendi. Just because I think that there's going to be a higher element of control that's going to be required. And then I think, you can't not play Zubimendi. He's going to play. And I think before the game today, I think they announced that, or someone announced anyway on Twitter that Bruno's done his hamstring, so he's out for like 6 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
So so that'll be that for a while then. So we'll probably see more of Miles, but he was really good. I'm nitpicking, but he was really good today. I just some of the body feints, they're brilliant when they come off, mate, and he does pull them off regularly. But I just think if someone sets a trap for you, you'll give the ball up. Yeah. You will, and then they're straight at the back four. And without Saliba, it's a bit of a worry. But we've just signed Konsa, so who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I think what's impressive as well with Lewis Kelly, he doesn't feel like the biggest guy in the world, but you do see players just sort of bounce off him a bit, don't you? He does. He's strong, for someone who doesn't look massive, does he, in any way? But
do you know what he's got? He's got that. Eden Hazard used to be good at it. He just puts his arse into people, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Goes,
It's
he just throws his arse into you. You're like, fuck, what are we doing, mate? Ugh. Like, if you're in school, you'd be like, ugh. But he just throws his arse into people, and then you can't get around it. He's really good at it. No, he's really, really good at it. But I mean, the best thing about Lewis Kelly, by far, is that he fucking fights, man, and I love that about him. He just fights for everything, not just on the pitch. He's been dropped twice. He's been out of the team. He should have been an England starter. I swear to you, mate, 99% of professional footballers would have just done one over Arsenal this year. They said, "Nah, mate, you can't drop me. I was starting for England last year, scored on my debut. What's this all about?" So, I love that about Lewis Kelly. So, long may it continue.
Anyone else you want to talk about? I mean, Havertz.
Zolis, mate.
Let's go Zolis. Then you haven't spoken about him properly, have we?
We've got to talk about Zolis, man, because you know what, mate? I'll make you right. He was really good today. Really, really good today. I see Sky have just given it to Martin Ødegaard as well. But Zolis was really good today. He was, exactly. He was direct. He was shooting. He was taking people on. I just thought he was really good. In terms of debuts, he got an assist as well. But in terms of debuts, I couldn't have asked more. You know, that was as impressive of a debut I've seen in a very long time from an Arsenal player. So fair play to him, mate, because he wasn't the glitz and glamour signing. Had things gone differently, and we pulled off a Vinny or a Barcola or someone, then he wouldn't get much game time. We probably wouldn't see him till like the first round of the Carabao Cup or whatever. But do you know what, mate? In terms of it's early doors, and he's playing against a side that's just come up, So there'll be harder tests, but he's got an engine on him. He's a bit quick, so he works hard. So fair play to him, man. I thought it was a really positive debut, really positive. And do you know what, mate? He's up. he's gone past a lot of our wide players in terms of his ability to get picked now. Just that debut. So
I mean,
he's
in a couple of days' time, he might be our A player there.
Well, yeah. Well, look, he's got. Yeah, exactly right. After what we've done to Martinelli today, I'm not sure he's going to hang around for much longer. But just on that point, I can't believe Arsenal would do that unless we had someone in the pipeline. But look, that aside, about Tzolis, just look, Brian Marwood regen just looked the business today. Absolutely looked the business, and he was, and then I could imagine that someone like that Arteta will be so happy with, because tactically he was exactly where he's supposed to be every single time. Every single time he was exactly where he was supposed to be, and he was hustling, he was making tackles, and long may it continue, mate, because he looks a bit of a bargain,
He definitely does. I think we'll know more after the next couple of weeks, won't we? We'll get Villa next Monday, right, and then Chelsea on the following Sunday.
So when you're top of the tree and you buy a player, you always look, he's come from Belgium. Look, he's come from No, we've always spoken about Portugal already. There should be a ban on Portuguese signings. But apart from that, we always talk about he's come from these inferior leagues and stuff, which is all fair. But they're also playing with much better players, better players. And you just think to yourself, well, how is he going to fit in with them? Well, they trusted him immediately. He got the ball on fast breaks. He got, they ran off of him knowing that he was assured in possession. So these are all very good signs, mate.
Yeah. Let's quickly talk Havertz then before we move on to the Konsa signing. Obviously got a goal. Yeah, great finish. It was just another one of them Havertz games, wasn't it, really? Sort of did a bit, sort of drifted through it and, got his goal, but it's fine. But I think
that's what he does, mate.
Yeah. I think for me, one of the biggest things was the fact that Gyökeres didn't get any minutes in this game.
That was weird.
Yeah. Obviously, it's a bit of speculation that, there's been speculation around him. They're still saying that, there's going to be a big sale somewhere. Is this another one? Is this pointing in the same Martinelli direction to you, or do you think it's just that he just didn't get on?
I don't know, mate. I don't think. I think this is one of those players now that Arteta doesn't trust. I could be very easily proven wrong. I don't think Arteta trusts him. And I think if Havertz is fit, Havertz plays. But then this is what Arteta does sometimes. He will play a player until he's broken and then bring the other guy in and just think, mate, just give him minutes.
Yeah.
Let them battle it out. Okay, we're not as technically secured with Gyökeres up front, but it's Coventry, mate. It's at home. You're 3-0 up. Give him some minutes. Today was completely unnecessary to bring Mikel Merino on, to bring Eze on. These were unnecessary people to bring on. Madueke. Yeah, these were not necessary. You didn't have to bring these people on, but it was good. Havertz was good. Let's just put it that way. But he's always unspectacular. So we're always going to get that from him.
Yeah.
There was a header that he missed, which was bang on, mate. Which was there's always a thing with Havertz where he'll miss a sitter, or he'll miss something where he just a header will come in and he'll go up for it and it'll just come off his shoulder. But he'll do because we have people like Saka and stuff on the pitch, we won't notice it as much. It's when we're down to when Saka's injured and we've got Madueke on the pitch now, and now we've got honestly, whenever I mention Madueke's name, I go blind. I just forget stuff. But yeah, if basically Saka, Odegaard, and them lot aren't playing, then you're relying on Havertz doing something. He won't do it. He won't do it.
It's what's hard about Havertz, isn't it? Is because
that's the conundrum.
He's never going to step up and be the man, I don't think, is he? No. Which you must need him to be, and I just don't think that is him. Which I don't know.
I always find, Dave, that when you get players who develop a cult following, whenever players split the fan base into a binary, generally they're not that good. they're not as good as the people that say that he's great, and they're not
Yeah.
as shit as the people that say he's shit. Like it's
Yeah.
somewhere in the middle, which
I think
means
that's right with him.
which means you can upgrade on him. And I think Havertz is one of those, like, you know, he has a cult following who just won't allow anyone to say a bad thing about him, and then on the other side, people who just despise him, but they don't. Nobody really loves him or hates him because of the player. They just love and
Yeah.
hate him because of what the other side say about him. Do you know what I mean? Because I think you like him, I'm going to make him sound even shitter than he is. What he is good, and that'll do. That'll do for the moment.
Yeah.
You know,
So
that'll do.
we'll definitely speak about what's coming up with Havertz. What's he got? I think he's got 2 years left now, and definitely going to be signing a new contract soon. I think he's an Arteta sort of.
If he proves his
favourite,
fitness,
isn't
if he proves his fitness, he'll get another contract. If he catches a long-term injury again, I don't think so.
Yeah, maybe it'll be interesting
I don't
to
think
see.
so. Yeah, I think that will be it. But his season depends on Martin Ødegaard and Bukayo Saka being fit.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Otherwise, we'll get 10 or less goals from him this year. If they're both fit, he'll go into way into double figures. You know, but we'll see, because he's got to remain fit as well. And he hasn't played a whole season for us yet.
Well, and that's the issue with not giving him. Why is he playing 90 minutes in this sort of game when we've seen him break down constantly for 2 years now?
Mm-hmm.
You know, when he breaks down, he comes back. We hear how he's broken every record in the, in the training ground, and he's got the quickest time or the heaviest, whatever, I don't know, heaviest lifts and stuff. And then he comes back and 3 games in, he's injured again. It's just
he's twanged again.
Same stuff. Yeah, I don't know. We just need to manage these players better. That's like all of them, isn't it? It
is all of them, mate. It is all of them.
But we've got certain players in this squad that do just repeatedly break down, and we've got to protect them a bit.
Yep. But I mean, there's a question there, mate. I mean, we've got Marino fit now, and Havertz, and Marino's not getting in midfield. So if we've got Havertz, Gyökeres, do you think we sell one of them? We're not selling Marino because obviously the manager loves him. So do you think we sell one of those two without buying someone, or do you think we only part with them?
I don't.
We're not selling Havertz, mate. So we're talking about Gyökeres, aren't we?
Yeah. It's gonna be... I think the Osimhen links would make more sense if he's going. I couldn't see us signing him if, just as another striker. I think it will be. There's no way we're adding another striker to this squad. I don't think. Numbers wise.
Yeah.
I said someone's going to go. I think there's going to be someone going, and to me,
I think so.
I think Zubimendi and Gyökeres are the two that, out of all the players that are in this squad, that would sort of make some sense. Just on where they fit in the squad and maybe what they could bring in, just financially. They might bring in a bigger fee than some of the other players that we could ship out.
Do you think Gyökeres? I don't think we'll get much more than we bought him for, to be honest.
No, but I think that's probably what they'd be looking for. I think if we made our money back on him, if Arteta is out on him, I think they'll take it.
Yeah, but I think we'd make profit on Zubimendi.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure that'll happen now because of Bruno's injury.
Yeah, it really depends. I mean, we'll probably sign another midfielder for 60 million that's going to play a handful of games.
Kone or someone, or we'll do something like that. But I mean, so look, I'm not sure. I make you right. I think there's a big sale coming.
All the reports are saying that, aren't they? I don't think it should be unexpected, but I think the player who it is might end up being a bit unexpected.
Yeah,
just because we can't seem to sell Ethan. Players like Madueke, no one seems to want them. But it's a big surprise. Marino, he's not going anywhere. These are the sort of players that maybe are a little bit surplus requirements, or at least could be on the way out. But I think,
you tell me, mate. You tell me. Could anyone have done better than that cameo from Noni Madueke today?
It wasn't good, was it?
No, that's what I'm saying, man. So, look, mate, all these managers keep picking him. So obviously we don't know
Yeah.
sweet FA about football because they keep picking him. But I'm saying what you're telling me. Well, look, Danman's not going anywhere, but you're telling me that Ethan couldn't do that. Ethan couldn't come on and just be rubbish for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Of course he could.
Well,
Like, what is this? Like, honestly, mate, it doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
they seem to have changed the approach of Ethan, don't they? He's now they're saying he's only going out on loan. But like, I do wonder if that's just because they can't sell him. You know, they can't negotiate a fee for him. And to me, I think if they could sell him, they would get rid. Do you?
100%.
I don't know if that's just me.
100%, mate. 100%. If they could sell him, they would. Yeah, because he's we've just done ourselves some damage, mate. Getting in Madueke and then naturally, spawning a generational talent like Dalman. It's unlucky for him. But if he goes on loan, then there is a chance that he could resurrect something if he has a really good loan spell. So I retain some hope that there could be something on the back of that. But then I've got to be fair. The sample size of what we've seen of Ethan isn't that big or great. So I just don't know, mate. Like potentially is a good player there. I mean, whatever he is, he's better than Madueke. So we're not considering that. But apart from that, I mean, generally, I don't know. He looks like a good player.
Yeah,
he looks like a good player, but that's about it. So I don't know. Are we kind of expecting too much in the market for him? But then why can't we just do what City does and says we'll sell him for 30 million? We've got to buy back for 60. If he's really good, we'll buy him back. If not, we'll get him 30% of his next fee. Why can't we just do stuff like that? What's with the we're paralyzed when we come to selling players. Like it has to be like, it's like pulling teeth trying to sell an Arsenal player. So I don't know, man, but I am mystified as to why we can't sell a player, because even in midfield we look so heavy in terms of there was Eze, Marino, Zubimendi, Lewis Kelly, Odegaard, Rice, Bruno to come back. Like, how many do you want?
Yeah,
all on 100 grand plus a week. It's like £1 million a week in midfield we're paying almost.
That's what I said to you the other day. We've now got over 200 million going to be in. We'll get to him in a sec. Konsa, Eze, Marino. I can't think of the fourth. Oh, Gyökeres. They're all 28 or over. None of them are first choice for us.
Yeah,
that's just such a waste of resources. You're not going to make any money on most of them players, are you, at them ages?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just that's my issue with the Konsa. Well, should we get on to Konsa? We might as well.
Yeah.
As we're there. I mean, it's not about the player. It's not about, I think he's fine. He's not. There's nothing wrong with him. I'm not like to just worry about the player. It's just, to me, just a misuse of resources and. I don't know.
Yeah,
I know you've been on the. You like this side, don't you? You've been more favourable than I have.
Okay, I don't necessarily like the signing. I think that there is too much of a question mark over Saliba and Timber. And, like Gabriel went down today with an injury. And then I was thinking, oh, we're fucked. Because, obviously he got up and he was fine. He might all be fine now. But how many games are these guys going to play? We're going to play about 70 games this year. And half of those we're saying Timber won't be fit for. Ben White can't play 3 times a week, mate. He just can't.
Yeah.
So for me, it makes complete sense to have done it. But my only concern about it is the age factor, because, he's older than Timber.
Yeah.
He's older than White, or maybe the same age as White. But my point being, we definitely needed the player. But I don't know, man. Look, I'm glad that we fixed that problem, and he does fix that problem for us. So I'm okay with that. I'd rather that being spent there than 150 million quid on PSG's reserve left winger. So that'll do for me. We might still do that. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
I've
It
got a
just
feeling we might as well.
yeah. But I just feel like this works. This works. It's not. It's the kind of thing that Alex Ferguson would have done in a heartbeat. The reason I keep bringing up Man United in Fergie days is because our team and the way Arteta's managing them, we resemble more of that type of champion. Like we're behaving like champions, but we're not doing a Wenger.
Yeah.
We're like, we won a league and then he spent 50 million quid on 4 youngsters just to back up that team, because it just feels like we're being massively. It feels like we are a massively pragmatic club now, and this just makes sense, man. Look, I mean, 60 million quid is probably for us of a certain vintage is a massive amount of money, but it's fuck all in today's wages, mate. Today's football, it's nothing. It's 30 million quid.
I think that is what's hard, isn't it? It is sort of that adjustment to what £60 million, because even 2 years ago, £60 million was a star, wasn't it? I think it's the last 18 months it's really gone mad.
We bought Gyökeres for 60 million quid.
Yeah, I think he was sort of in that start of the boom of, because even when we signed him, that was when like Liverpool were paying, what
150.
Yeah, it's like it was. The fees had changed at that point, I think, hadn't they? When we signed him, it was almost backup striker money, wasn't it? Which is what we're paying here, I suppose. It's
100%.
Just crazy what the fees have gone.
Yeah.
I think one of my issues is we're paying 60 million here, where we're not signing players that like a left winger or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And if all goes right from Christmas on to the end of the 27-28 season, he might play 10 games. That's my issue with it. If things don't go wrong. And I know that's sort of not always the way to look at it, but there's every chance that we're spending 60 million for a player to just sit and watch from the sidelines for most of that time. But he seems to be popular with the lads in the squad as well, doesn't he? Which helps.
Yeah, and I think I don't know. I do worry about our squad being a little bit old, but then these guys look after themselves. So there's not. If you've tried to find a problem in something, you inevitably will find one. So, I'm comfortable with it. It needed to be addressed. It would have been, imagine this, right? Transfer window closes. Gabriel gets twanged, or Mosquera gets twanged in his hamstring because he's not used to playing game in, game out. So, and then we'll be sitting there going, could have had Konsa. This is bollocks.
Yeah.
We had him there. Why didn't we just pull the trigger? What are you going to do with the money in your account? Like, do you know what I mean? Because there's no guarantee we're going to get a left winger.
No.
So what was the point? Look, we signed Bruno. Bruno's injured. So it could happen, mate. So I'm glad we've addressed it. There's nothing more the club could have done in terms of solidifying that position. And the main thing is, mate, which is why I'm kind of for this signing, then against it, is because we're expecting that when these lads come back, Timber and Saliba, and make no mistake, they start immediately. We expect them to be ready immediately, and they won't be, mate. So if it's 4 months for Saliba, it's 6 months before he's actually up to speed. If it's Timber, if he's back in 2 months, it's 3 months before he actually is up to speed again.
Yeah.
And we don't have to rush them, mate, because that's how we destroy them. And we've destroyed a few players, mate. Look at Ben White, bless him. So, yeah. It makes sense. No point in it sitting in the Kroenke's bank account. Get it spent.
Yeah. I still think the move was John Stones. I still think he was the one. Free transfer, couple of year contract. I think we're giving Konsa 4 years. I think plus an option of another year. I think I read earlier. Which seems a long time, doesn't it? But
we'll be loaning him in 2 years.
Yeah, I think we all know where he's heading. A loan out for the last 2 years of his contract, and then he leaves with a free. After that, the classic, the Arsenal way.
But it is the history of the Arsenal.
Yeah. You got anything else about tonight, or anything else coming out? I think we'll go a bit more in detail on Konsa on.
It was fun, mate. It was fun. This could have been a tough game for us. This could have been a tough evening. It's a free hit for these clubs when they come to the Emirates now.
Yeah.
nothing. Basically, the Coventry's league starts next week. It could have been anything, but then at halftime, I was thinking, "Oh, this could be nice. Could be 6 or 7."
Yeah.
So all in all, delighted. What a start! Lovely.
I think it's
start to the season.
nice to just have a easy, never out of first gear game where not even just the last couple of months, the last 6-7 months of that last season, we just didn't ever have that game, did we? Even against the bad teams, we just didn't ever.
Yeah, I had
put it to bed early, just cruise through it, give everyone an easy night.
I had PTSD for a couple of times, when it got to 15 minutes and we hadn't scored, and I was like, "Oh no!"
One of them nights.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. It was kind of going that way. And then one went in, and you think, "Okay, get another one, and I'll relax." And it was just nice. But the crowd seemed up for it. Really enjoyed the sort of shots by Sky Sports saying "champions" on the side of the stadium. Really enjoyed that. Really cannot get tired of Sky Sports continuously calling us the champions, and looking forward to hearing that multiple occasions across the season. But mate, it's 9 months of pain after this, and ups and downs. So, are you ready? I'm ready, mate. Let's have fun, mate. See how it goes.
Well, I'll leave us then with a message I just received my friend who went to the game. He said, "Just seen Richard Keys. Looked every inch the toss you'd expect him to be. What an evening." So let's leave it there, because good old Richard
old hairy
Keys.
hands.
Yeah. Back in the UK, back at the game, and just being good old Richard Keys. We'll be back. Classic. I think Tuesday morning, the next episode will be out. I think we're going to do one. The schedule's sort of a little bit up in the air at the moment, isn't it, with the season starting? We're going to work it out because all our games are at weird times. I think for those first few weeks, I think we got this, so we don't play till the Monday, and then we play the Sunday, so we're going to work it out one way or another, however it's going to be. But
looking forward to it, mate.
Thanks for joining us. Our first ever live one. This is the first one we've ever put out straight away, so it was fun.
Great.
Nave's on the piss today, isn't he? So.
Hopefully he's recovered from his hangover by the time we record the actual pod. We'll see.
Hopefully not. I think I'll deal with the grumpy Nave. I think it'll be fun.
We'll
see. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like it. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you do all them things. Leave a comment. What else can people do? I don't even know. Follow us everywhere else.
Well, if people are out in Harrogate and they see a fella wobbling around in the streets, make sure to say hello to him, wouldn't you, from us?
Yeah. I think he's. I think he'll be in his Arsenal shirt. He likes a football shirt, doesn't he, Nate? So he's probably in his Arsenal shirt, out with his dad. I'm just going to assume his dad looks a bit like him. I don't know why. Just sort of assuming.
It's a fair bet, Dave.
Yeah, I'm assuming his dad looks a bit like him. Maybe they're both in Arsenal shirts. Whoever gets a selfie of Nath wins a prize or something. I don't know.
You could be a guest on the pod.
What a prize. Until next time, we'll see you then.
See you, chaps. Ta-da, mate.